Hello, 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 and welcome back to the 7 o'clock hour. This is the Beyond the Book Media's Indie Author Showcase, and we have with us Miss Destiny Thomas, which is our next author. And we're going to chat with Destiny about her book and her journey and the products that she has to offer for the giveaway. So, Destiny, welcome, 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 welcome to our audience of people. And we want you to go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So hello. Hi, Crystal. And thank you so much for having me Beyond the Book Media. I'm really appreciated by this. But my name is Destiny Thomas. I am also known as the Therapist, and that's because I assist women with going through an inner healing process known as therapy, to crash the ceilings they've created for themselves and learn how to be still and slow down and really find their purpose and realize their destiny. And I do that in various ways, in events, products, services, and that's who I am.
All right.
Yeah.
So you told us that you are known as the therapist. So tell us a little bit more about your brand and your business and a little bit about your book.
So my book is called How Therapy Saved My Marriage, Abandonment Unveiled. And it really is helping people see me in a therapy session. So as I said, I am known as the therapist, where I actually do these one-off or group sessions to help people identify those childhood traumas and those identify the seeds of like rejection, abandonment. And so what better way to explain to people what it is that you do, but also explain to them why you're so passionate about what it is you do than putting all your business in a book, right? And so in my book, it really just highlights how I kept running from rejection and abandonment. God would try to get my attention through relationships and my relationship with my parents, and it wasn't until I got married that I was kind of back up against a wall where it was like either you confront yourself and confront these things, or your marriage is not gonna last. And that's what happened. So I had a therapy session with God, and He got me all the way together. Okay.
You got together with God and he got you together all the way,
All
period.
the way.
So how has writing your book help your brand and your business?
Writing my book has helped my brand with, once again, just allowing people to understand what a therapy session is. I get asked all the time, what is a therapist? What is that? I like the name, but what does it mean? So really put it in a nice a package with a bow on it of what therapy is. So it really has allowed people to understand what it is, understand the importance of it. It has allowed me to get on different platforms like this, for example, speaking engagements, start a podcast. So it has really opened doors for me that I never thought it would open, especially because I never even imagined writing a book. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. So you hear that, audience. It has allowed her to start a podcast. She's been given opportunities to speak, such as this. And so if you are out there and you're thinking of writing your book, or you've started your manuscript, hence Crystal, and you finished your manuscript, come on now, Crystal, then you need to make sure that you get to the next stage and publish it so that we can have you here at the next Indie Author Showcase and you can talk about your book and the doors that your book will open. So tell us about your book in 5 sentences or less. Tell us the title of it and then tell us about it.
So the title is How Therapy Saved My Marriage. This is the book. So tell you about the book in 5 sentences. I don't want to read off the thing because Crystal smacked my hand for that. But really, it's going on a journey of from little Destiny up into older Destiny, and it really allows people to see how much rejection and abandonment impacts your life, and you don't even know it. So some ways, for example, is my mother as a child, she worked a lot. And, I understood she had to go to work. She was a single parent, but it wasn't until I actually wrote this book and went through the process of therapy and inner healing that I realized that was a form of abandonment, that it made me feel a way that it affected me in relationships, it affected me in my childhood. So it really is just a very transparent and honest journey of ways that your life has been impacted from your childhood and just by trauma and different things like that you kind of have suppressed so much so that you forgot and didn't realize it has impacted you in such ways.
And listen, let me tell you all, I am a recipient of all that blessing that she gives in prayer. If you need to get close to Jesus, come on and talk to Destiny. Let me just tell you. So, what inspired you to write your book, Destiny?
What inspired me to write my book was really just my passion for this journey. I, from an unhealed side of me, I was like I was always the victim. I always thought that like, woe is me. I didn't trust people very much. I didn't really go for reach for the stars. I always didn't want to put myself out there because I didn't want to be rejected. And writing this book, it allowed me to really, like I said, go back to those deep places and see how much rejection impacted me, how much abandonment really impacted me. And it was, like I said, really my personal transformation, but to let people know who are married and who are planning on getting married, really see what it looks like when you choose not to be healed. I meet with people every day who are like, when is God going to send my husband? When is God going to send my husband? But yet and still, they still are selfish, or yet and still, they haven't done the inner work necessary to even be prepared for marriage. And so I wanted to share that story with so many people to push them in the direction of going through the process, surrendering and yielding to the Holy Spirit, and allowing him to do the internal work inside of you so that he can send you your person, and that you don't run them away. Because the reality is, when my husband came, even though I was ready for marriage based on paper and based on a timetable, I internally wasn't married, and I was running my husband away, even though he was everything I prayed for.
Wow. How? Listen, though, Destiny, let me say, as you were sitting here, and I know that your book is written towards, marriage, and you talking about being married to your husband and almost losing your beautiful marriage based on rejection and hurt and pain from your past. But as I was sitting here, I was thinking, let me ask you, because you are the author, let me ask you, does it also help with your relationship with Christ? Because many of us don't open up to Christ, and he is the groom and we are the bride. And so many of us won't marry him because we thinking he see all these scars and bruises, or we're just carrying them around. And most of us attribute them to him because somebody hurt us and it had to be God, because God, you knew that person was like that. And he said, well, I didn't tell you to be with him in the first place. Do you see where that can marry, that you can not only be, if you're not physically married, but you're in a relationship with Christ, and you're finding that your life isn't manifesting, things aren't coming to fruition, you're praying and you're fasting, and maybe there's just that same kind of dynamic? What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. So I don't want to tell the book, of course, but at the end of the book, it actually is revealed that everything that I've been through and all the rejection that I had went through, actually, when I drilled it down and had my therapy session with God, it was revealed that it was all the feelings I felt towards God, that I felt like he abandoned me, that I feel like even when I went through infertility, one of the worst times in my life, that he rejected me because he's in control of everything. So the book really is, I honestly didn't write the book for married people. I wrote the book, I didn't, it has my marriage in it, but I wrote the book really so people can be reminded of, because we come from a culture that says sometimes don't question God, or God doesn't make mistakes. It really was written so that people can see, no, it is okay to ask God questions. It's okay to be very vulnerable and transparent with God and say, God, I am angry with you because this father that I feel like abandoned me, you gave me, you chose him, right? You're the one who was in control of that. So absolutely, this book is really a reminder of how you not being transparent and vulnerable with God can really keep you in bondage in ways you never imagined.
Wow. And something that I heard, and I think it blessed me so, Destiny, is that I heard, I want to say it was Steve Harvey, may not even been Steve Harvey, but he said to a young lady that said her father rejected her, and she found out who he was on Facebook or whatever. And then she reached out, and when she got to his door, he closed it in her face. And she was asking Steve at the age of 30 why he didn't want me. And Steve said, I need you to understand that God needed you here. He just needed he used him to get you here. It ain't even about him. It's about what you're supposed to be doing. And you're missing that because you're still stuck on he's rejected me, and he's not accepted me, and he said God is our first father, so he's your father anyway. So that's good. That is so beautiful. That thing blessed me and released me in a way like none other, because to understand that the purpose was to get Crystal here, because Crystal has something to do. My father and my mother were just vehicles to do so, because God has a plan for Crystal. Not that he doesn't have a plan for them, but I needed to know that rejection part. It was about me, me getting here, because there's something for me to do. All the comments are lighting up. She was saying that Ramisha said it definitely makes you look at the conditions of your heart. Yes, because marriage is different relationships. Yes, we often protect our traumas from humans onto we project them things right on to God. It's always God's fault, because you made all these people that's getting on my nerve. And so Denise, I would agree with you. We always say God allowed. God, you allowed that to be my dad. You could have gave me somebody else, another mother. And so and then we sit there and again, we have been bound by, like you said, not being able to say, feeling free and saying, Lord, he said, come to me in spirit and in truth. And my truth is right now, I am mad and I don't like it. And this, they hurt me, and these your people. That's what I used to tell God, God, these your people. I'm helping you to loosen up. God, these your people, and you need to do something about your people, you know? So what are the top 3 takeaways you would like readers to walk away when they read your book?
The top 3 takeaways I would like people to take, guys, I promise I'm going to learn how to talk before I get off of here today. The first thing is, the sooner you confront those things from your childhood, the sooner God will release to you those things he has promised. So for example, one part of the story I shared during infertility, how I struggled having a baby for 3.5 years, but it wasn't until God revealed to me who my biological father was that a couple of months after that, my womb was open, right? But I had to be vulnerable and transparent with God in a way of, God, why are you forsaking me? Why are you letting my body forsake me? Like, what is happening? I would say I had a Hannah breakdown, like Hannah in the Bible when she broke down with God. Like, I had a Hannah breakdown, and I said, God, whatever you need to do to open my womb, do it. And literally a couple of weeks after that, I found out who my biological father was. And a couple of months after that, I got pregnant with my first son. And it's just, yeah, so that would be number 1. Number two is the area of your life that may seem to be falling apart could actually be the only way to get your attention for you to confront you. And so it felt like in that moment, my marriage was falling apart. I wasn't able to have a baby, which led to marriage problems. Then my marriage is falling apart. But that was what needed to happen, because God knew that I wanted to be the generational curse breaker when it came to marriage. I knew what I desired. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to back in this corner and make you confront you. And so whoever's watching this, if you feel like, God, why is this happening? Why don't I have money? Why is this? God may be trying to get your attention so you can confront you. Why are you in the same cycle of not having money, right? Why are you in the same cycle of this marriage problems? Like, really confront yourself and say, God, I keep coming here for a reason. You're trying to show me something. And number 3 was, no matter how hard it may be, always be as honest as possible with God, with how you are really feeling. And that can mean like, God, why did you take my mother? God, why did you, like, really being honest? Because I always say I was able to hear God the loudest, the more honest I got with him, because he's like, I always give this example, like if you're going to God and you're like, thy Father in heaven, he's like, well, who's this, right? Who this I'm talking to? He don't know you because you're coming in costume, you're coming in a mask. He wants you to come in your truest form because he knows how you really feel. So those would be the 3 things I would say you would get from the book.
Woo! You have a shouting party, I'm telling you. And I love it, the authenticity of just going to God and saying, hey, I really don't know you. I don't know if I really trust that you really exist right now. I need you to show me you. And then the fact that you said that you kept going through that same space, and God said, I'm trying to show you you. I'm trying to deal with you. You want me to deal with all these other issues. And many of us are saying, God, deal with him, deal with her. And he said, no, I'm trying to deal with you, because when I deal with you, it's going to permeate, it's going to go out, and all those other people are going to get in line after I deal with you. And because you keep coming to me, I'm talking to you, and you trying to tell me about them. I can say, come to me and talk to me about you. I love it. 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 This is good. This is really good. And so I've dropped Destiny's link there so that you can purchase her book. If you know somebody that is going through in their marriage and maybe not even be married, but you know that they have this relationship, this tug of war relationship with the Lord, and they need really to be set free and understand that it is a journey, and maybe it's something in their past that's holding them back from that place called there, then tell them to get this book. Better yet, you purchase this book for them and give it to them for Christmas. Or you can give it to them for Thanksgiving and say, I'm so thankful for you and I want you to grow and just have that deep conversation. I find, Destiny, that we don't have these conversations anymore. And so we don't sit down and talk to people and tell people, talking about God, but tell people what we really feel and what we really see them going through. And we don't say to people, we're not honest with people anymore. We're not honest enough to say, hey, I love you, but I see that you're going down this road and you seem to be spiraling. How can I help you? And hey, I know about this therapist, this young lady, I've been following her and this what she does. And I want to get a session for you with her, just so you can talk through, because maybe they don't want to talk to you because they feel like you're too close to the situation. But maybe offer Destiny's therapy session as a gift for Christmas. What a lovely gift to give somebody that is hurting. I'm serious. I'm telling y'all, if you can get it, get people that. Not only the book, give them the book. The book goes for beyond years and you can pass it down. But definitely if they need a session, Destiny, I can attest, would be that person that can help them pull back those layers. And the way the Holy Spirit uses her is just like talking, truly speaking to an angel and helping you to pull back those layers, that you can be truly free and free indeed. So how can people connect with you, Miss Destiny? Talk to them about that.
Well, you can connect with me on Instagram at realizing_destiny. Or you can connect with me on my website at realizingdestiny.com. And if you go on Facebook and search Realizing Destiny, I'll come up there too. So those are the ways you can find me.
And here's a comment from Ramisha, said, me too. She helped me identify my seed of rejection. And this is just to showcase and tell people about, I think this is I'm just going to say it. This is the season for some type of therapy. Everybody needs some therapy. Coming out of COVID, so many deaths, whether it affected your life or not, it is a time for therapy. And I think that Destiny offers something that is God ordained. And so we should try to give people that, in addition to her book, which is beautiful page by page. It really helps you to see yourself and see yourself the way God sees you, help you to get to the place of being who you are authentically and who you were created to be. And so Destiny, tell us, in addition to your book and your therapy, tell us what you're going to have to give away for our viewers and those that register.
For the viewers and those who register, you get a free copy of this book, and it's going to be signed, and you will also get a prophetic letter with it. That is what you will get for the giveaway. But for those who are watching, I will also be offering the ebook version of this for $5.99 today. So for anybody who would like that, you can also, that is available to everybody that will be registering and viewing as well.
Oh, wow. So you cannot say you can't get it. You don't have to wait for Amazon to bring it to your door. You don't have to wait for your shipment. You can download it. It's an ebook format, and it's only $5.99, less than a Starbucks cup of coffee. Go ahead and get it so that you can start the healing process by reading her journey and understanding what Destiny had to go through and how God was pulling and tugging at her. And then you may read it and find that he's doing that same thing for me. And then you'll say, aha, he's calling me. He's trying to say something to me as well. I tell you, it is truly a blessing every time I get to engage with Destiny. For those of you that are really looking to purchase something that is wonderful, a gift that truly keeps on giving this holiday season, as this is our pre-Black Friday holiday edition. So go ahead and purchase the book, Destiny's book. Tell them again the name of your book, Destiny, and tell them where they can find it.
How Therapy Saved My Marriage, Abandonment Unveiled. You can find it at the link that they put in the comments, but also on my website at realizingdestiny.com.
Yeah, let me put that back in here and put it back in here again. I put it in here, but it went away for some reason. But it's okay because I type fast. Ha ha. Oh, E&M. I'm putting the wrong number. I type it bit 3H. Here we go. That's it. Ellen. Here we go. And so we want to say thank you so much, Destiny, for giving us the opportunity to hear about your book, for you to share. We are hopeful that people will go out and support you and support the book. And I know what you're capable of doing. I know how the Lord uses you. And so it is my hope that people will purchase the book and even come to your website and get some sessions with you, because it is the season of giving, and what you do gives back on so many different levels. And so it has been my honor to talk to you tonight and engage with you. Do you have anything else you want to share with our audience and our viewers before we end our session?
I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity. And I really am on a mission of just reminding people the importance of being still, slowing down, because that's really when like I said, I was able to hear God the loudest and was able to be as transparent with him as possible. So if that's something that you're looking for, if you're a busy on the go mom, wife, co-worker, employee, then definitely follow me, because that's the mission that I'm trying to drive home with all of my products, services, and events.
Oh, and she sells candles too. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you so much, Destiny. It has been my pleasure and an honor to speak with you tonight. And so to all of you, go ahead and purchase her book. You can go on her website, go to Facebook, and look up Realizing Destiny, or key in Destiny Thomas, and she will come up. There's no other. So go ahead and key it in and go ahead and connect with her. You'll find that whatever you need, God will definitely provide it through Destiny. So thank you so much, Destiny. It has been my pleasure. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
You as well. Thank you.